poster too. But I was happy to do it even if I did get the and you got a magazine, didn't you? Was it an adventure?
Yeah, it's the Dungeon Crawl Classics Quick Start rules. So I haven't had a chance to look at it. It looks cool though.
And they look like kind of a collection of little quick starter, easy to run campaigns. I thought you'd like those. It's just something else to pull out and throw in. And I got some more PDFs I need to talk to you about offline. So how are you feeling tonight? That's the big question.
I've been throwing up, so it's been fun.
Okay.
I think I ate something funky. We can give it a whirl, see how it goes.
All right, we're gonna run.
If I just mysteriously disappear, you know what's up.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'd rather not hear the retching noises on the microphone. So if you throw your headset down, we'll take that as a gone.
Well, I have a mic that's separate from my headset. So.
Well, we just have to fight something where those noises make sense.
Nothing but Ankeg fighting tonight.
Yep.
The Ankegs use their poison.
Black dragon spews forth.
Yes. Oh yeah, we can fight dragons. That works too. That makes more sense realistically. I genuinely do not recall what happened last time we played because it's been a while and I was sick and it's been fun.
Well, we were discussing that a little bit, and I believe that Mood has the best grasp on what's going on. So I will defer to him to do the full recap for us.
Okay, so I vaguely remember. I can't quite remember if there was any city between the magical one and this one. I don't think there was. But so we finished up in the first total area. Our group then had a debate on which of the next areas we wanted to go to. We went to the northern one, which, because we color coded it,
is the emerald.
We can tell what color dragon we went to. Yes. So we went to the emerald dragon. We got to we debated going back and forth. We have a bit of information on both of them, but we decided we wanted to go towards the emerald dragon to fight what was mostly sneaky, I think. He was like a hunter, was like his shtick. It was the total shtick. We didn't know, but we didn't really know where any of the cities were up there. And I can't quite remember if we lost a group out there at all. Did we lose some people out there at all?
Not to my knowledge.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I think we're in Clantha is the bottom line.
Yes, yeah. We stopped off at Clantha to try to get as much information about the rest of the area as possible. We talked to the mayor of this town. I remember he was decently cooperative. I vaguely remember that. He was decently cooperative. That's why we got all the information. And then we also need to. So we got where the capital is, and that's where we're going to go to hopefully weed out the Dragon Rider.
Right, Gogas is the capital.
Yep. So we figured out where that is. That's why it's on the map.
Yep.
And we were going to then, before we leave here, we needed to go fight the guy in the church because the gods told us he was a problem. And that's, I think, what we were about to do. We were going to figure out how we wanted to go about fighting him.
Silas, anything you want to add to that?
That all sounds about right. I thought there was some trouble with the person in charge, but I don't remember that all the way. But that sounds like a good recap.
You know, maybe if your guys' Dungeon Master would remember to put the videos online.
Well, yes, and if our resident note taker, had been here taking notes, we do better. But I mean, not everybody is Catholic. Just to plug a different.
Thank God. I
Now, wait a
mean,
minute.
Go take notes.
Now wait a minute. Wait.
too.
Are you making a short joke there?
no, never.
He's about to level point where he can get teleport. You know, I
That's
could have
true.
him teleport in
Yeah,
if you like.
I'm backlogged on 2 games of YouTube, but that looks like a yawning portal video. I'll figure it out later. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
I guess then we want to decide, how do we want to deal with the guy that is a threat to us? At least that's what the god said. I don't know what that actually means. We don't know what that means.
Okay. Presume we're sitting somewhere in a room where we have privacy to talk. This is a religious thing, so I'm going to defer to the religious one in the group and ask Silas.
We can just go in and see if what's going on. At this point, I don't think there's any benefit of us staying stealthy long term. So I say we just take them out as quick as possible.
Okay, wait. So you're saying so? Vigo blanches at this concept of just, hey, diddle diddle, straight up the middle, Dunny style. No offense, but
I mean,
you know, considering that you walked into a church and basically torched the place and all the inhabitants with a few little snaps of your fingers and wiggles, that's all cool if you get to do the first finger wiggle. But if he gets to wiggle his fingers first, it don't seem like a healthy place to be to me. You know, I'm still about the whole let's scope things out and kind of measure the competition first.
Isn't that what I'm there for, though? If he tries to wiggle his fingers, I kind of wiggle mine and say no. You saw my fight with the archmage of the other city, right?
Yeah, no, I don't recall that one. I think I was busy.
He
I was
did
busy moving someplace.
shit. He didn't do.
Thinking back on that fight, I regret not letting him do things, because like I had answers after the things resolved, but I regret not letting him do things.
So yeah, so as far as Vigo's concerned, Mood really didn't do. I didn't see you do anything.
That's very true. It just looked like I sat there, and my minions beat the crap out of this old man that also just sat there.
Your credit is on the low side right this I'm gonna look at Melisande and turn and go, my queen, you're the hunter, you know how to stalk game and prey. What do you think about this unknown threat we have here? How would you approach an unknown threat somewhere in the forest? Would you just charge into its lair and hope for the best? Milady?
I'm sorry, food was just brought into me and I was totally distracted, so I missed that.
So
Last
now that you finished pouring your glass of wine, your mug, what I was saying was, as a hunter and a stalker of prey in the forest, how would you deal with an unknown threat within the domain you're protecting? Would you just rush into its lair to confront it wholeheartedly, or would you perchance take a slightly different approach
I
to?
would be stealthy. I would probably try and maybe study the surroundings and
Gather information from
Yes.
afar, unseen, so you
Yes.
could ascertain the level of threat it might pose, and if
Yes.
maybe there was more than one creature, or perhaps it had smaller or younger or other creatures with it in a pack.
Yes. That is what I would do.
Vigo looks at Silas and points at Melisande. So, Silas, you still sticking with your version of the approach?
Look, have been sent on this holy mission, and at this point, there's only so much they can do to us.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep holes from appearing in me. I've already been told a few times, and your goddess still says hi.
Look, it's all good. We're on a divine mission. It's gonna be. We have done more than enough to prove our worthiness. I'm sure if anything, we've been the tip of the spear for so long. There's nothing that can hazard us. That
Well-
being said, I will commit. I'll let you guys do 1 day of recon.
Okay, and I agree with you. I don't want to get stuck in the quagmire of over-analysis again. We did do that one time, but we've learned. So I just think a little recon would set us up so that we know what we're facing. Because kicking the doors in without, I don't know, Dunny around is a little dangerous from my perspective.
Technically, Dunny and Sig are still with you guys
Okay.
for now.
Or what?
So for now, Dunny and Sig are technically with you guys. Unfortunately, they both have outside requirements that they will not be joining us for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I
Dunny
told
has
them that.
class, and Sig is going through some health issues.
Right, so they're not with us.
They have not been sent on their new mission yet, so they are technically still with you guys. So, but they will be leaving once we get into the narrative.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So when we
Right, so
go
if
into a
if we
fight,
want to
we
use
can't
them in
count on them.
combat, we got to do it right now.
Oh,
I see.
they both fall unconscious on the first round. Oh, too bad. Keep fighting, boys.
I'm not that mean, but
They will engage the other NPCs in a duel in the back corner, and the rest of us get to fight the big bad.
I think that's a lot to ask V when he's not feeling great.
I do too. So let's not do that.
We could probably do some recon just so we know who in this town we're actually trying to get rid of, because we don't know what they look like.
Okay, so
We have a name. We have a name.
Right.
I don't remember the name, but we have a name. And he's the priest of the church of this town. Or who
it'd be
he's...
too hard to identify. Okay,
Yeah.
so we get 1 day of recon just to at least put a face to a name and see, does he have. My concern is, I mean, the big priest is his own challenge, but if he has junior priest with him, they add to the challenge level.
That's
Or
true.
does he have big knights? Does he have bodyguards? Is there a retinue of steel-clad guys like we faced when we took on Iandis' castle? Just trying to avoid that.
I vaguely remember I don't
please
think this
consider
is
that,
his
please.
home base. I think he travels for the Church of Bane.
Well, then he's probably going to have bodyguards.
Yeah. So he
Could we
might
get the
not be
city
like,
map, please?
here alone.
what was that, Vigo?
Mr. DM, could we see the city map, please?
yes,
And
yes,
would you please point out on the city map where the Church of Bane is?
Church of Bane is right here in the middle and the bottom.
It's not the divine area.
No, that is a worship area for Bane. There's
Oh,
a
okay.
statue and whatnot. But the church is right here.
Okay.
So if Ego were to play Batman and perch either here or here, would he have a good view of the church itself and into the garden area next to the church?
What was the first ping? I'm sorry. I saw the one here. Yeah, either of those two buildings would be great for it. Because this building does sit about a story taller than the four around it.
Okay, so that's what Vigo would like to do, is go perch, and would say that, I don't know. I know this looks like a green space over here, or if Mood, you want to go play shrub over here in the divine area, that might be something if you want to set up, or have one of your Kujo or Joku or whatever his name is, Kojo, go set up over there maybe to watch and see if the priests go over here to tend to the faithful. That might be something to pick up on. Melisande, I'm not sure where you might go. And Silas, your opinion, where you might want to go to do this recon or assist.
Where's the area we're reconning again? I was zoomed in and I didn't see the click. Oh, this thing here. Okay.
So the church is this thing with the garden, and then the divine area to the northeast of it, upper right, is a shrine, and some of the faithful may go here. So, like I said, between the garden area, the major temple itself, and the divine area, we might see some of the junior priests or anybody else walk in between them. That's just my thought. So this building has a high enough roof to Vigo could look down into the church area and such. So I think that's the plan. It would, tuck into, like, it looks like, is this chimneys, I'm presuming, right here in the middle?
Yes.
Okay, so probably tuck into the chimney area and, play gargoyle. And just try to keep an eye on what's going on in the square. If there's people walking in and out, does people come in and out? I realize that the view of the western side is a little blocked, so Vigo would not have a good view there, but the main entrance and the eastern side and the garden area would be of interest, and then also he could peek down and see the shrine and the area would be something he would keep an eye on, trying to see who's who in the zoo, and if the big guy rolls in or rolls out, who's with him.
All right. Does anybody have the name of the priest? If not, I'm gonna make up a new one because I don't have it written down because I'm an idiot.
I don't think
I have no.
Do you have it? Because I don't.
I have
think
Mayor.
I have it.
Mayor.
Go ahead and make up a new one.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So you would know that the priest's name, because gay, is Osmith. Oh, actually, is it written ahead in the backlog? I don't even know. Yeah, we'll just say it's Osmith. Like my name says, the world's best debatable DM who doesn't write shit down.
Yeah, no, that's all.
Okay, cool. Oh, that would be the intention. And like I said, I'm not sure where Melisande might go, or would
I
she
can
walk
go
around?
here if you're over here. I can be
Okay.
up here and I can watch. I would think that I have some view kind of over here, so I can kind of watch that.
You could be on the roof there, or if you wanted to, it looks like there's some shops or maybe some seats. You might be able to park here. And
Here. Are we watching the church?
yes, you're watching the church. The tables up front are a little open and a little closed, so it might draw attention.
Okay.
But I think sitting back here might make you still a line on the front stairs and the western side of the church.
Okay.
Okay. And that way, you could buy a pastry or a coffee and kind of excuse for sitting back here, but you're not just spending
Right.
all day. So anybody standing in front of the church isn't eyeballing you all day long going, gee, that lady's been sitting there all day long.
Okay.
That gets a little weird to some people.
Okay.
Just a thought. Mood, what are you thinking?
So I think I want Sabanto to look at the guy just in case he's not a normal person, because you can see through that. So maybe probably somewhere over here, because we have pretty good views of the front, the side. Maybe put him like here or like here. He can fly, so it doesn't have to be on a building.
Brandon, is this area like a stables or something with all these, or shops, or what is this place?
Just pretty much craftsman's houses, just tightly put together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Silas is back. Silas, where do you think you'd like to go for our scouting and observation?
I'm actually going to hang out in the shrine area and see if I can count any devout followers or just see anybody the difference between devout followers and those who are just praying just because they know if they don't pray, they're shit out of luck. To be perfectly frank.
So who's there because they want to be and they believe, and who's there to show the flag?
Yes.
Good plan. I like that idea.
Please try not to blow it up.
Generic ratio of how soon do we need to be out of here? If like everybody in this town is very devout, then it's like, oh, we'll blow it up and then try to do like a stealth mission out. If not, we can blow it up. If there's more people who are just there to show face, then we can blow up the church and then proclaim what we're doing and just make a grand design out of it or grand show out of it.
Oh, if we detonate the church, we have to do it while we're walking up the main street toward the castle. So we're walking north, and the church is blowing up behind us, and no one's allowed to look back.
I can deal with that.
Mood, you can handle that destruction?
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's the direction we're going.
Well, I mean, you wanted to detonate an entire city. I'm just asking you, can you do
Yeah, I got
the
to do
last
that.
one? There you
I
go.
got to
So
do
okay,
that.
we're just kind of
I
maybe
got to do that.
we're gonna make a smaller. You know, this is the fat man little boy, not the 100 megatons.
Is this church like specifically made for Bane, or does it look like it was just taken over?
This one has definite signs that this was built specifically to worship Bane.
Okay.
No bueno. Oh, there was a question. Is there a library in this town?
No, there is not actually.
Maybe a small reading room in the castle.
Potentially.
And also, do we know where the head honcho stays? Oh, I'm sorry. Where does Osmith stay?
When he's in town, he does stay in the church.
Okay, so he resides in the church in town. So there are residences within the church itself.
At least for him, yes.
All good to know. Because if he had to travel between the castle and the church, that leaves some opportunity windows for attack. Okay, anybody got anything else before we initiate this plan?
No, I'm good for recon.
And I guess we'll have Dunny and Sig stand by in the hotel in case we have a problem. They can rush forward as the quick reaction force.
Solid.
Okay, Mr. DM, let's go.
Sorry, I had to shut my door because my daughter is super loud.
That's okay.
All right. All right, so Vigo hiding up on the ceilings. Make a stealth check and a perception check for me.
Really gonna make Vigo roll for stealth.
Think of it as, I don't even know the word I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know.
It's a foregone conclusion.
No, it's I don't even know. I'm just out of it. So yeah, so 24, 20. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you feel like you're hiding very, very well into this chimney, this
20
roof
and a 20 for perception. That was a good roll for me.
Okay. Silas, you're chilling in the shrine area. What are you looking for exactly?
I'm seeing if there are people who are more like devout than others. I'm just looking for like a general ratio. I'm looking for the true believers versus the, for lack of a better term, the Christmas Catholics.
Wow, throw some shade.
Wow. All right, yeah. Perception or actually insight for me.
I rolled that with advantage. I don't know why, but if you just want to take the 14.
Okay. You can definitely pick out some that are, they're just doing the motions. You do see a few, and they seem to be more ornately dressed as far as like the church colors go. That are more fond in worshiping. For the most part, there's definitely a lot more that are, the Christmas Catholics, as you call it.
Okay, that's so a good number, but not enough to be worried. Sounds good.
All right.
That's all. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's all I got.
All right. And then Mood, you're in the shrine area too, or did I miss?
I'm probably back at the inn doing the things, but Sabanto's gonna try to spot Osmith,
Okay.
just to see if he looks like a regular person.
All right. Perception check for me. Melisande, where are you at and what are you doing?
I'm gonna be over here. Oh, I need to roll. Watching down along the church and down that alley that's next to it.
Okay. All right. Perception check for me. Okay. And how long you guys doing the recon for? Hours, days?
We agreed to one day's worth of recon, so would like to see in the morning. Vigo would like to be in position in the morning to see if there's. I guess I'd ask Silas, what's the prayer routine for the Church of Bane?
Do I just automatically know that at this point by being so indoctrinated by it, or do I still need to make a religion check?
I would say you know it by now that it's usually prayer first thing in the morning when the sun rises. By noon, if they don't have a sermon, it's another prayer, and then by nightfall, there's definitely a sermon. If not another prayer, if there was already a sermon at noon. Usually, depending on the time of month, there is a sacrifice. You are not close to where a sacrifice would be required, though.
We have time. If it's a lot of people come in around noon, that probably means there's going to be a sermon. If a lot of people come in during the night, that means there's going to be a sermon. And so we'll be able to judge when we need to go in for a sermon or a prayer. I'd rather go in during a prayer time instead of a sermon. That way, I think the sermon would attract more people who are not as devout as the people who are just praying because they are devout.
Well, don't we want to go in? Are we going in?
Unless going in is part of the recon, Vigo intends to stay outside.
Yeah. Where do they do the prayer or sermon? In the church?
Yes.
Okay. Not in the shrine area?
The shrine area is more for like praying at any time, just worshiping the statue that's there.
What's when the door opens from the church, like, what's the angle that's at?
The doors open in.
Yes, yeah. So it opens in.
Yeah.
How far can you see if you were like you could level yourself? Because I know it looks like there's some stairs, but if you could level yourself,
So yeah,
and
so
look just straight, and what can you see?
there's actually a set of doors here. Oh, hold on. Oh, well, that's a new option. I don't know. Why aren't you letting me ping? There we go. The set of doors here opens up inside, And then immediately behind there is another set of doors. So unless they're both open, you don't get to see in.
So I'm going to assume they'll both be open at some point when one of those prayers happen, because it'd be more than what like, or is when you say like small group of people, it's like legitimately like 4.
At
Or is
most
it like-
10.
Okay, but do they all go in at the same time, or is it very slow?
It's slow.
Okay,
You'd have a better chance during a sermon.
okay. And the sermon's not till later.
If there's sometimes it's noon, sometimes it's later.
So what is it today?
Today, as time goes by, you notice that there is actually a large group of people moving towards the church. And you would also see, well, you wouldn't because you're in the inn, but Sabanto, you said was out.
Yeah, Sabanto's
Uh,
invisibly floating around.
yeah, he would see a group of 6, people dressed in an ornate gear with the symbol of Bane on their chest, guarding what Sabanto sees as a snake-like being.
Okay.
However, anyone else would see a normal human female that's dressed in the robes of a priest of the Church of Bane. Make a religion check for me using Sabanto stats.
Okay.
See if they know what this is.
Do I have?
They do not know what this creature is.
Okay. Is it bipedal? Or does it have snake legs?
Hold on, let me show you.
Snake legs. Did you want to repeat that question or think about it again?
Well, like, is it the snake body on the ground, or does it have legs?
She has 6 arms and a snake body.
Oh, okay. Does she have a bunch of swords?
You wouldn't actually see the swords, but yes, you know what creature this is.
Would he not see the swords?
She doesn't exactly carry them on her like they.
Okay, so
that
she
he
doesn't-
could see.
Okay, so he doesn't see the swords.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, we're gonna get you guys a
Do I
picture.
have any-
Okay, because everyone listening to this or watching the video is now Googling the monster manual. What is this creature?
I will show you in 1 second.
As soon as it said 6 arms
Yeah,
and humanoid upper
It's
body,
it's
I had to
Kali,
have that.
right?
it's what?
It's Kali, right?
Uh,
I'm decently glad we don't have any of our marshals here because they would get cut the crap out of. Oh. Ooh, we get to play. Yep, there it is. Hello.
Okay. And what is this thing called?
this is
What
called a
what-
Marilith.
Thank you. So metagaming gets a Marilith. Thank you.
Yes.
Marilith, it's a demon.
Yes.
Is it-
it is.
Demon or a devil? It's a demon.
considered
Right?
a demon.
Oh, Sig would have fun with that.
And she is flanked by 6 people.
Do they just look normal?
Yeah, they just look normal.
Okay.
Let me get a map. Is so tiny. 6 people like that.
Okay. Are they in heavy armor like that guy, or no?
Yes, they're all wearing plate mail.
Okay.
Silas, make a religion check for me.
Hold on, needed to open up my character sheet again. I was trying to see something.
No worries.
Can you tell me where did Sabanto see these 7 persons?
You saw them as well. They're coming down this street here.
Okay.
Roll 20's got
But I
to
would-
change
I
their
would not-
shit. It's looking weird.
Yeah,
I would-
they started
I
adding
would
a
not.
thingy that lets you template spell effects and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're not. Stratus isn't sure about this.
So they're coming down like this, but Vigo would not see the snake creature. He would see the woman.
You would see the woman, yes, in very ornate robes, signifying she is a priestess of Bane.
Did we get Osmith? So we were talking with the mayor,
Mm-hmm.
and like, that's not Osmith? Yes, because we got he wasn't calling him, or he wasn't calling the priestess the priest, or the priest, or the thing. He probably used a pronoun.
Yeah, no, he was just using priest as a generic term. Maybe it was female, maybe it was male. You're not sure.
Okay.
The mayor kept saying priest though.
Okay. So unless
It sounds like a male.
Yeah, unless they decided to change, but that seems unlikely. I mean, we never know, but yeah, so we gotta keep looking. I'd assume to keep looking. And one Marilith wouldn't be a threat to our party. Or I don't think the gods would think one Marilith would be a threat to our party. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll keep. What do we want to do?
And Mel just sees what Vigo sees, right?
Correct.
So there's a lot of people going into that building now, right?
Yes. So pretty sure that there's a sermon going on right now, or about to
Okay.
start.
How big's the church? Like, story-wise, like, is the building like a one big building or one big room, or is it like one big room with a bunch of small rooms where they would be staying? Like, is
Yes.
most of the building the cathedral?
Yeah, so most of the building is a cathedral. There are a couple like offshooting rooms, and there also is a area to go down into like a catacomb or something underneath the church.
Okay, is there any windows that can be seen through at any height
Yes.
that look into the cathedral?
Actually, Church of Bane, I would say no.
Okay. Okay. No, she's got true. So. Does anybody else want to do anything?
No, I don't think so.
Well, okay. So how about this? We know they stay in the castle. How long does it take to get from the castle to the church?
Do they stay in the castle? Did they come from the castle?
They came from the castle. They walked down the main street from north to south to get to the church.
Okay.
So one thought is, we wait till they go back to the castle, and then we attack the church separately. And that way, it would take them time to get down to us. So the question goes back to, about how long does it take to get from the castle to the church?
How big are those squares? Are they 5 foot or 10 feet?
It's got to be more than 10 feet.
I'll say the map is only set to a 5 foot scale, so I don't think that's accurate at all.
Well, I mean, the stuff is gridded. Like the map's actually built to be gridded, which is unique for a city map.
Yeah.
So that's a tiny church.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tiny church.
So I'll say each square is 10 feet.
Yeah, that'd be a
That'd be-
40, 50 foot long church. That's not bad for a building.
Yeah.
So what?
So it's like 200-foot walk.
So a few seconds.
Well, it's 105 feet
So
Yeah,
two
so a
to
few
10.
seconds.
to the castle, so
few
it's
seconds.
it's 1,000 feet.
No, each foot
Well,
is
no.
10 feet instead of 5.
Yeah. So
you
double,
just double
double
it.
your.
Okay,
double
so
your.
it's,
Yes,
so it's
so-
210. So it's
We'll
210.
say they're walking slow enough would be about a couple minutes.
Okay.
This is a very small city compared to what you guys use.
Right. I'm just trying to say, but like I said, one thought would be we let them go back to the castle. We attack the church late at night. That lets us maybe potentially fight the priest alone, get rid of him, and then by the time they arrive, Mood can either get us out or we can be prepared for whatever comes through the door.
Sure.
So instead
Sure.
of fighting the 7 of them plus the priest, we separate them so we fight 2 fights instead of 1 big fight. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Why not?
I mean, anybody
But-
else? Sig, you want to weigh in, or Silas, you want to weigh in on this?
I think that's actually a very good plan. I mean, if we can only take out the priest and make it look like an accident somehow. But yeah, that's I would rather fight less people. I think we can handle them no matter what. But less people means less resources we need to expend.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's also focused, so it's us versus the priest, and we just have to end that fight quickly enough that, I mean, if we want to, like I said, Mood, can you just get us out of there?
Probably yes. Or
No.
maybe.
No. This is one of those really hard yes/no kind of questions. There's no probable about it. So here's the question again. Okay, so scenario is this: as Vigo speaks, the ceremony's over. The 7 go back to the castle. We wait a little while. We go into the church. We confront the priest. We fight the priest. We kill the priest. An alarm goes off. We have the time it takes for the people to get from the castle to the church. We need to not be here because they're not going to be happy that we just killed the priest. So we need to be gone. Can Mood get us away from here far enough that it's not a problem?
Yes. In that scenario, yes. This is assuming we've killed everyone we need to kill in the building, and there's no wiggly finger type thing stopping me from doing it. Yes.
Okay. How long would it take you to effect this, Mood?
So Banto should just be able to look and see if it's there.
What do you mean look and see if it's there?
What was the question? You said how long would it take to
How long?
detect?
So, okay. So again, scenario again from Vigo's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone into the church. We've killed the priest. The priest flops over dead from the last strike.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody ran out of the church screaming, "Murder, murder, attacking the priest." The alarm's gone up. Okay. How
Yes.
long does it take you to get us out of here?
Oh, I can do that immediately. That doesn't take any time at all.
This ain't like one of your 10-minute things?
No, I can do it in a snap of my fingers. A thought. Oh, we lost him. Hello.
Hello, I'm back again. Okay, I'm sorry. So
Moon can do it in a thought.
so within 6 seconds.
We just have to be touching. I think we just have to be touching.
See, that's that think word again.
Let me look.
There you go.
Moon knows what needs to happen. Player is like, oh, I think we
Well-
just have to be touching.
Let's make sure the players know too, because I'd hate for this to be one of those. Well, I thought it was. I just need 10 minutes of peace and
You
quiet.
have to be
with no
within 10
distraction.
feet of me. So doesn't have to be touching. It's got to be within 10 feet of me.
Okay, so there we go. So that's the plan, folks. Anybody want to add something to this plan?
But then we'll be in a different city. Well, hold on. I think I got like 9 different ways to do this. But it's not an issue. Yeah. Okay. Do I have another way to get everybody in? No, we could just. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, we could be wherever, more or less. Yeah, we could be wherever we want to. You just have to be near. We can either be in a different city, or each one of you needs to be near me, Kojo, and Sabanto individually. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so again. Anybody else see a problem with this plan that we're discussing right here? Because everybody gets a vote.
I'm concerned that we might not be able to take down the priest in time before they can get to us. Because we still have no idea about the priest.
That's a true statement. Okay, so, Milady, Melisande, would you like to weigh in on this? Hello.
So sorry. I'm trying to understand. Can you run it by me again real quick?
Okay, no problem. So the scenario is this: we wait till this evening. The fancy lady in the fancy armor with the 6 bodyguards in the fancy armor all go back to the castle for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that leaves the priest that the mayor talked to us about in the church with maybe attendants. We the 4 of us go into the church to kill the priest. Okay, this separates us and the priest from the lady and her 6 heavily armed guards.
Right.
Okay, so that's the initial plan. Now the question that we're working through, and is still a little wishy-washy for an answer, is if we manage to kill the priest before the 7 arrive back from the castle, can Mood get the 4 of us out of town? And where do we wind up? Do we just move somewhere else in town, like back to our tavern room? So we can say, oh, we were sleeping the whole time. It couldn't have been us. Or do we wind up back in, any other city we've previously been to? And people go, hey, where'd those 4 weird people go? Now it raises suspicion because we're not even in town anymore, and there's a dead priest. Kind of ties us to the dead priest.
Right.
So, barring outside interference from someone we don't know, which is why I'm wishy-washy, if there's no one else there, I can get all of us within 500 feet of the church, which covers the whole city, or we can bamf to a different place and then bamf back to the hotel room. Either way, we could get more or less wherever we want. It just depends on how long you want to wait. Like, bamfing to another city, and then the time it takes to bamf. Oh no, we wouldn't be able to get. Oh no, we could bamf. That would take 18 seconds, comparative to the 6 seconds it would take just to bamf directly to the hotel room. Yeah.
Okay, so the initial plan is...
Yeah, barring counter spells. I'm worried about counter spells. Not even counter spells. I'm worried about... What am I worried about? I don't know what I'm worried about. I'm worried about another bubble of anti-teleportation appearing around the church. Barring that.
Okay, but if we ran outside and down an alley and got outside the bubble...
We could go wherever we really wanted to, yes.
You could put us back in the hotel room in 6 seconds.
Yes. Barring counter spells.
I understand that part. Okay, so barring counter spells,
Yes.
6 seconds back to the hotel room. So that's
Easily,
the
yeah.
plan. That's the plan that Vigo would like to go forward with.
But don't
Mel-
we need to kill them anyway?
But we don't want to. If we're wounded or we burn through a bunch of spells fighting
That's
off
true.
a priest,
We're
we'd like
trying
to
not
maybe
to lose
reset.
Vigo again.
Yes.
There you go. There's a hide involved here, and I'm not talking about being stealthy. I'm talking about what's on my person. Much as I love Silas and meeting his deity before he does. Uh, so, okay, Melisande, does that explain what we were talking about?
Yes.
Do you agree with the plan, or would you like to add or change it in some way?
No, I agree.
Anything you'd like to add or change?
Hold on, I switched. I was gonna get it, and I switched stuff on my computer. Just a second. What?
Bless you.
So I'm a little worried.
I think
Because-
we should be in town.
I'm a little worried because we haven't seen the priest yet,
Okay.
right? That he might be stronger than the lady and her bodyguards.
Okay, then. Okay, that's fine.
Why
But
is it-
again,
Is there a reason we didn't have Silas go into the church?
Because the last time I went to the church, I exploded. And it was bad news for them.
Oh.
and we can't always guarantee he gets to explode first.
The short and sweet of it is, this is a smaller town. This is a smaller area. They're not going to put the most. This is smaller than even the area where I just took out the priest by myself with. Well, not by myself, with the assistance of Sig.
Whoa.
And so they probably have this other person here as backup, knowing that they're probably sending out agents of some sorts to do reconnaissance on the area, and we are probably going to encounter more of these people along the way. But the priests themselves are going to be no worry. If anything, the person with the bodyguards is going to be our worry.
Well, no.
Okay,
What's-
I have a plan. I have a plan B if someone wants to hear that one.
Yeah, I'm just the Merilith was always in the castle since we got here. Yes.
As far as we know.
Seems that way.
Okay. We know. Well, do we know that?
When did the Merilith first show up? Can we get that information? Would that make you feel at ease?
Well, I'm just. I still think the priest is the strongest thing we're gonna fight because we haven't seen him yet. We don't know what he looks like. I'm gonna have Sabato go and just join the crowd in for the sermon because we have to get eyes on him. That's a very important part. We gotta get eyes on the guy because I think the guy is still the guy that's pinged the gods saying you have to worry about this guy.
What if the gods were saying we have to worry about the Merilith?
That I'm vague on.
Well, so are the gods. No,
Well, like,
no offense to Silas.
I feel like the Merilith is not a threat enough alone to be threatening to us. I vaguely feel like that's true because I think we fought stronger things than that weren't a threat to us.
Oh,
but
okay, that's
that-
your opinion.
Yeah, that plus them. I think the big head honcho is the thing that's stronger. I think.
Okay,
And that's what sending Sabato in to look might give us a little heads up on.
Okay, so I'd also like to propose Plan B for consideration. Right. Plan B is you do a volcano thing right now like you did last city.
Yeah, we could do that. It takes an hour.
Well, they just started the big sermon, and some of these guys can be long-winded.
Do we have an idea? Like, does
The sermon lasts for 58 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, do we know how long the sermon lasts?
I'm against that plan this time. I think there is more.
You think there's innocence in here?
I think there's innocence. We can't do that. I think that was a one-time thing where we had a big congregation of people that we knew were true believers in one area, and that was a viable option for that. I don't think that's going to be a viable option for smaller towns like this. I cannot risk too many innocent lives being risked at once. There is a time and a place for everybody and everything. There is a natural order to things, and we can't let people's lives be cut short by unfair luck.
That's solid.
I accept the logic behind what you said, and I'm not trying to cause collateral damage, but saying it's an option.
I have a slight tweak that we might do. Maybe we take out the Merilith and the guards first? Because that would be a street? Or, like, somewhere. Well, if they're in the castle, the guy in the castle likes us.
Does he?
It was... Yes?
Well, I don't think we met the mayor in the castle.
We did. I talked to him. We arranged business dealings. I have to make another...
Mr. DM?
I have to make another cake.
What's up?
Where was the mayor's office?
The mayor's office, just the office, was one of these buildings in the castle district here.
Okay, so it's in the castle, not necessarily the head keep itself.
Correct.
Okay, so there you go. So, no. All right, so are we just going to do an ambush? Let's say we...
Well, what might be a thing... Does any of us know that the snake lady, we don't know what it is, but do we know that it's probably not a regular thing?
Okay.
What do you mean by that?
Would banishment, do we know if banishment would work on it?
Potentially.
To the point of it would be just gone.
Potentially.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, you could infer that it's probably not from around here.
Okay, so that could also be an option where we stealth up Silas, and he just kind of whooshes away the scary snake person.
Silas, about how far can you be from something and banish it? Please don't tell me touch.
No, it's not touch. It is I do have to concentrate, but 60 feet?
Okay, so all right, 60 feet. So what if we parked you in the corner of this building, like in a room or something, or a window in one of these buildings, and you look down on the street and Zappo and banish the lady when she moves by. I'll say moves instead of walks or slithers. Would that be within 60
Technically,
feet?
you've only seen her walk.
I've only seen her walk, but I'm presuming that at some point. So here's the question: is this all metagaming, or are we presuming we've gotten back together because Sabato went around and said, "Hey, we got to meet"?
I was wondering the same thing. Have we collected back in the end and are talking?
We're kind of metagaming this a little bit. So
hold on, I gotta see.
all right, so hold on. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut in here real quick. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
So the lady and her 6 bodyguards walked south from the castle to the church.
Yes.
Melisande saw the lady and the 6 bodyguards. Vigo saw the lady and 6 bodyguards. Mood saw the lady and 6 bodyguards. Sabanto is the only one who saw the 6 bodyguards and the snake creature.
Right. So as soon as that happened,
then you at that point wanted. Okay, but would you then want him to go look, or does he have to come back and talk to you first?
He doesn't have to come back and talk to me.
Okay,
Mood
so
would then appear behind Melisande, and Kojo, as a small dog, would appear like underneath Vigo, and then tell you what's happening and relay our conversations while the invisible Minnie is talking with Silas, because she never leaves him. So we could talk.
She's my second girlfriend.
okay,
Uh-huh.
so all right. Okay, so now
So we're having this conversation real time.
okay, but we're gonna wind the clock back about 30 seconds, because at this point, I think you're telling Sabanto to go take a look inside the church.
Yes. So Sabanto, that's the idea that I put up, and I'm waiting to see if anyone has any negative, any like, don't do it, yes, do it. What are we thinking? While the people are walking, because we need to know what the guy looks like.
All right. Well, they're probably focused on doing the religious ceremonies. They're probably not looking for invisible creatures. So Vigo votes yes, send Sabanto in to take a peek at the priest.
Okay. I don't know if I wanted him to be invisible. I mean,
However you want to send him in, send him in.
Yeah. I want to send him because I don't know if the weird snake creature can see what he really looks like or see through a disability. I don't know if he can or not. If it can or not. So might as well just have the half elf walk in, right?
Silas, what's your vote?
I mean, if anything goes south, we can be there in 5 seconds, everybody. So, I mean, we have ways to communicate with each other. If things go south, real south like that, then we can just all meet somewhere else at a later date.
Okay. And Melisande, what's your vote? Send in Sabanto or not? Yes, no.
Send Sabanto in. Yeah. We should send
Okay.
Sabanto in. Absolutely.
Yeah, Sabanto will find a corner, drop his visibility. He looks like a half elf, or he looks like an elf, and we'll join the crowd and gaggle. Hopefully, to spot the Oz.
Mr. DM? Sorry, I was muted.
I had thought that earlier and I didn't say anything, but I meant to.
So we've agreed to send Sabanto into the church, visible in his elf caricature, to take a look and try to spot Osmith, the head priest, for us.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we have a moment here. So instead of leaving dead air, all right. So we're just hoping that Sabanto sees Osmith and goes, "Yep, he's stupid powerful. Oh, he's got a power rating of 9,000." Then we're screwed, right?
Yeah. So let's take two scenarios. One, he looks like a regular dude. So so either the person that was the threat was the snake lady, or he's a really powerful cleric. That's option A. Option B, he's a pit fiend. So something really scary, but looks really
like the
scary.
snake lady's not scary enough as she is.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like full blown, he's the Satan level demon. What do we want to do with let's say option A, where
option A goes out the door, option B goes out the door, and we leave and go somewhere else, and we call in a bunch of paladins.
Well, I mean, Silas is kind of
this one easy,
right? Silas is kind of the.
Are we doing this?
The tip of the thing. We are
Okay.
We're
the
doing
we are
this
the
to
tip
help
of
the
the
mayor.
We are the
right?
tip of the spear. We are
We
the
are-
scouting party to end all scouting parties.
We are
But
we are
we are
doing
not
this.
paladin taking on double demon duty. I don't get paid enough for that. Okay,
We're doing
I
this because the
quit.
gods said that the
Okay.
person in this city would be a problem for us.
Yeah. The snake lady sounds like enough of a problem by herself. If there's a second demon in this place, we don't need to tackle that. Raidra needs to cough up a couple of
enough
paladins.
of an issue to show up on the radar for that question. I don't know. I'm not feeling that was enough of a. I don't know. I don't know.
Raidra needs to cough up a horde of paladins on chargers with cavalier issues, riding in here at full gallop
I
and
don't think-
swinging holy avengers. We
I-
don't need to be here for this.
I think we're the strongest force she can throw at a problem.
We absolutely are.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah,
it's kind of
well,
like I think we are the strongest force she can throw at a problem. Like
Okay, this is-
besides our gold dragon buddy. Like
Well,
I don't
he
think
needs to show up too.
And Vance.
Vance is cannon fodder.
Vance is
If Vance is as amazing as Vance is supposed to be,
True.
send Vance in first. Let him be the ad Vance party.
Vance is as strong. I think Vance is as strong as the Archmage in the other city that we were at. I think that's a fair assessment.
Okay, well, I still vote. I'm going back to Plan B, which is volcano the entire place, and then we pick up whatever the debris is afterwards. I'm sorry, Silas. That's going to become Plan A.
If the one guy
If
is
the pit
a super
fiend
powerful
thing
cleric,
is-
or if it's a pit fiend, it's only going to kill innocent people and not solve our problem.
Then Plan B with the volcano is a viable option at that point.
No.
We would.
The
we would
plan
have to-
B will only kill innocent people and not solve our problem.
We would have to evacuate the castle first.
No, like even if we killed, even if we didn't do that and we like volcanoed the area, the pit fiend would live.
Yeah, but the 6 guys around them would die. So then
So
we're reducing the number of attackers we got to deal with.
that is also questionable.
But if
Because-
we do the banishment option, and bum rush, then that could take out the 6 guys, and then
Bless you.
once the banishment comes back, then we can dogpile on the other demon type thing.
Wait, hold on.
We don't even know if it's a demon. All it could be is just a snake lady.
Okay, but
Right.
hold on. Here's a question. I got a question for you, Mr. Religion. Okay, so hypothetically, this female snake creature that has been described to us by Mood's minions, let's hypothetically, she's not normally from around these parts and has come to us through some tear or gateway between planes or realms or whatever you religious types want to call them. Okay. If you banish her, doesn't she go back home? And if you concentrate long enough, tell me if I'm wrong, doesn't she stay home and not come back?
I can also banish her. I forgot I can do that.
We have two.
I have to touch her, so that's much more risky.
Hang on, Mood. Hang on,
That's much
Mood.
more risky.
I'm talking to Silas, but isn't that the way it works? When you banish a creature that's not from this plane of existence, doesn't it go home?
It goes
And-
home for that 1 minute.
But
Mine
if
only-
you keep it for the full minute, what happens to it?
Give me 1 second. Let me reread this.
You would know
There
it
you go.
stays there.
Oh, it stays there. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm pushing at. It stays there. You just can't lose concentration for the minute. So if you can hold your concentration for a minute, I don't care if you're running down the street, dodging everything that comes at you, or hiding in a deep well, just so you don't get hit and lose the concentration for the whole minute. She stays gone.
It also does have to stick.
It's got, if it takes effect, if you make it stick and she blips, Silas just has to hide. I mean, you can run away from the battlefield. Just don't take any damage and lose concentration for the minute.
I can put him in a different city.
That would work too, because he maintains concentration that way.
Yeah, he'd be fine.
Sitting there drinking a cup of coffee with Raydra, going, "Hey, how you doing?" Just concentrate on your damn spell while you drink coffee. Don't drink it too hot because it'll burn your lips. And roll in that one. But you see what I'm saying? So yeah, it could blip if it sticks. That's the trick.
Right. So let's get through the service to see if we can have all the information to make our plan.
Let's see what Zabato sees.
Yeah.
All right. As Zabato enters the church, as about to enter the church, he does see the 6 retinue with the Merilith, and up on the altar, Zabanto. Hold on, I'll get a picture for you because it's just.
Is it a battle?
No.
Turns out Osmith is the special sacrifice tonight.
Oh, why would you want to save it like that? That's stupid. You can do it this way. You know what? I'm just gonna. I don't know how much of this is gonna show you guys, but here you go.
Oh, we got a name.
That's what he sees standing at the altar.
That's even worse than my guess. Yeah, that do it. Yeah, that do it. Okay, sure. Yeah, all right, cool.
Santo sees that.
Do we know what that is?
No.
Okay.
That is what Zabato sees. Everyone else sees a normal human priest up there.
Yeah. So that definitely is the thing that would point the threat.
Only look at the picture. Look at the picture and close it.
Yeah, I don't know how much it actually shows you guys, so.
Yeah,
it shows everything.
I'm not terribly worried.
Look at the picture and close it.
Okay.
Does Silas know what that is?
Silas can make a religion check to find out.
Wait, is Sabanto's gonna tell us?
Yes, Sabato tells her.
After he's done with the service.
No, during. He can tell during.
Oh, because he can tell you, but he can't tell the rest of us.
I'm behind you. I'm having tea with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as soon as we saw the snake lady come, I teleported to you. Kojo teleported to Kojo teleported to Vigo, and Minnie is always with Silas.
We have figured out how to have walkie-talkies.
Yes.
Okay.
I should have just given you guys the earrings that you could use, realistically.
Because we only have 3 other people now.
Oh, we don't have this. Oh, that's right. We gave one to Raydra. Okay.
So, yeah, does Silas know what that is?
22?
22? You have heard words of Titivolus. You know that he is considered he used to be considered one of the Lords of Hell. But he is actually, as you would guess, under the service of Bane currently. For how long? Who knows? Might be permanent, might be just a temporary allegiance. But you know that he is troublesome, and he likes to make deals with mortals and grant their quote-unquote wishes.
Okay, well, this was a lovely town.
With him.
We are gonna go now. This is a lost cause. This town now belongs to Bane. We will see you later. We have other fish to fry.
You don't want to see if we can talk with them?
Was there any other strong-looking people during the sermon besides the 7 we saw outside and Titiphilus?
No.
Okay. So we have 55 minutes of Titiphilus talking through his ass to figure out what we want to do. And
Vigo likes Plan B.
I am very happy I did not go in there invisible and flying. Okay.
Yeah, can we please get the name in chat, please?
Didn't he post a thingy? So shouldn't it be?
But I said close it because it had all the information in it. I said look at the picture and close it.
I deleted it so you guys couldn't
Oh, okay.
see
You
it
deleted
anymore.
it. I was like,
Oh, okay.
oh, can't we just click it because everything you share shows up on that page? I think you deleted. Okay.
I might be able to edit it so I can get rid of like all the main information from it, but I'll worry about that in the off week.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
Hey, you know, there's that whole purple dragon realm we could go visit.
We are in the purple realm right now. Oh wait.
No,
you're
we're
in
in the
the
green
emerald.
realm.
We're in the Emerald Realm.
Oh, okay. I wrote the wrong picture.
So if I do this, are you able to see a stat block or just the picture?
Now we can just see this picture.
Okay,
Picture
Wait.
only.
Or at least I can just see the picture.
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Oh.
I do that for the other one too.
The Marilith?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So if we fight
So now I'm incredibly worried. If we engage the Dragon Rider, this shows up.
Thank you.
I say we take care of what we have been assuming is a snake first. But if my biggest concern and that's the guards. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. So, with what we know and what we've done so far, we have not come up against something like this before, and this is a bad news. I think we should relay this back to our superiors first and see what they want us to do with it. Our mission is to take care of the Dragon Riders first. But something like this only pops up once in a lifetime, to be honest.
Yeah, talking with them is a very good idea. I am decently on the... He's in their territory. There's no way that they don't know he's here. And if we engage Dragon Rider, I can almost guarantee that's popping up when we engage them, unless we deal with it.
I just want to get clarification from our superiors on this one, and see what they want us to do.
Yeah, no, that's a solid idea.
And
Sure. Okay, so this is why we do recon and not just walk in the front door and try to flame spray the entire building.
Even though that would have been very interesting if that happened.
Well, it would have been.
I was kind of hoping, I'm not going to lie.
To Vigo, in my defense, we have been doing so well lately. I had a little bit of ignorance and cockiness.
Okay, so rein that back in. Apply a whole big level of suspicion and doubt and caution on top of it, and bury that cockiness, because this is what keeps us alive, by knowing what we're facing. And right now, what we're facing ain't something we want to face.
to be fair, when you're given a mission from God, sometimes you have a big inflated ego. So
You know,
Do
with
have
him,
insight?
Here's what I want to see. Okay, I want to see Silas and Vigo get matching knuckle tattoos and go everywhere with shades on and hats and saying they're on a mission from God.
next year,
I would like to go to Gen Con next year. I'm hoping.
I will absolutely buy your badge if that's the case.
If we can all make it happen, if Logan gets the chance to go sell with Chessex, then I would try and come too, because Chessex will pay his room and board and pay him to be there. And then I could make it too, and it would be really cool.
Well, you all know what outfit I'll be in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not hard to spot in a crowd.
Not with that hat.
About that picture, I was gonna say I had a bad hair day that day, but I like my characters too much. So back on topic.
Yeah, sorry.
We we have a lot more information. I think we go hunker down, and I'm sure maybe we can arrange to meet with the priest at a later time on neutral grounds and see what they have to offer.
Neutral ground
Not
being
me.
the neutral
Not-
ground being what, the plains of Elysium?
we could. That's an option.
Okay, so I concur. Vigo looks at Kojo and says, "We need to all meet back at the hotel and have a conversation with the higher ups."
Is it Kojo, not Sabanto?
Sabanto's in the church.
Sabanto's in the church. Kojo's with him. I'm with you.
Kojo, the one that was flying. I'm making notes. Kojo was the one flying around.
No, Sabanto was the
It
one
was
flying
Sabanto.
around.
Okay.
Yes, Sabanto was flying around. He then
Kojo's a proper sized puppy dog next
Yes.
to Vigo.
Okay.
Yes.
So it still makes him look like a mastiff.
Well, no, he's like a corgi. He likes walking around like a corgi.
Vigo prefers him as a mastiff or a pit bull. Just say war dog.
Yeah, I mean, he's a war dog when he's jostling with the other puppo we have.
I always
But
picture
he
him
was
as
trying to be a sneaky corgi.
I picture him as the dog from I Am Number 4 movie.
I picture him as Howl disguises himself when he goes to Sophie when she's going to the castle.
Aw.
Yeah, I think I know the reference, never seen it.
Oh,
Okay, moving on. So let's go back to the hotel room or the inn room or wherever we're staying at, and have this conversation, and then figure out how we're going to conversate this to the higher up, the scaly folk, and have them weigh in on it.
I mean, we can just go talk to him. Do you want to go talk to him?
Let's all get back together, and then we can bamf over and go talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, so as this sermon goes on, eventually the priest looks out in the crowd and says, "I need one of you." And he looks at one particular member, just some random person, says, "You, my dear, please come up here." And who's in the church with him? Zabanto?
Only Sabanto.
Zabanto. Zabanto can feel the magic of the words from the priest. It's definitely has some type of charm ability or charm spell or something along those lines. And the person in the audience gets up, walks up to stage, and he says, "My dear, what is one thing that you wish for?" And she says, "Well, my priest, my family and I struggle, and we would like to be able to have the funds to not have to struggle anymore." He says, "Your wish is granted." And he hands her a big old pouch, and she looks in, and she's visibly excited, and it's just full of coins for her. And Sabanto can sense like a transfer of energy from her to this priest. Not sure what it is, but there's just a little magical exchange of some sorts. And she goes back to her seat. And he says, That is all for today. And he looks directly at Sabanto and says, I do hope you wish to join me again. And the church
You noticed him because he's the only one in the room he couldn't charm.
dissipates.
Is maybe he can see Savanto in his form.
Well, he's not in a form right now. He just looks like an elf.
Right,
But,
but he isn't an elf, though, right?
He's like a super elf, if that makes any sense. Yeah,
Only as much sense as anything Mood does makes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's like a super elf. But no, he probably noticed that he could charm everyone in the room except for the weird elf creature. That would be my guess. That'd be my guess.
So and then everyone leaves the church, and he goes off into one of the other rooms in the church.
Yeah. By that time we would have been met up, I guess.
Yeah, it's within the hour, obviously.
Yep. Okay, I guess we're in the hotel room. What do we want to do?
So I'm guessing we've had more of this discussion now that we're together in person. Were we talking about going to talk to our people, or were we talking to talk to Velis?
We were talking about reporting to the dragon people, our dragon people, which we can do, and yeah.
So that's the plan. Let's do that.
Well, you can sending stone, right?
That's a few.
Sending stone is like 25 words one way, 25 words back, wait 24 hours, repeat. Versus this is going to be more of a conversation.
Yeah, which we could just be there and then be
so,
back.
Vigo will hang the do not disturb sign on the door. And then make sure it's locked from the inside. And then go, okay, we can go. And hey, if we bounce off anything because you miss,
I don't miss.
There's consequences.
I don't
and
miss.
You can bring us back here, right, without bouncing off anything, unlike Vance?
Yep, I got a spoon that we found in the room or whatever, something tiny.
Why you gotta hate on my Vance? I'm telling you.
I have reasons
when you're the cause for his evil origin story. I don't want to hear you complain when he kills you first.
When I make a move on Vance, he'll never see it coming. And none of this DM omnipotence crap. You gotta play Vance straight. When Vigo makes a move, Vance will never see it coming.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna we'll teleport back to our home base.
All right, we're gonna finish that campaign and do like the epilogue, and Vigo's just gonna assassinate Vance in his sleep in the middle of the night.
Try to.
But you wouldn't let me assassinate him because I couldn't be an assassin. So I'm just gonna steal everything he's got, and he'll wake up in the morning, like laying on not a mattress. Well, he'll lay on a bare mattress, no sheets, no blankets, no pillows, everything stripped off the walls, all the furniture gone. He's like, "What the hell happened?"
Oh, he'll know.
I'm just gonna shove everything I steal from him is going into a bag of holding,
and he'll be like, "I shouldn't have given him those lockpicks."
And it's never coming out again.
All right. So as you guys arrive in the teleport room in the castle, there is an attendant waiting for you and says, welcome back. Where do you wish to go to immediately?
We wish to speak with Raidra, please.
Very well. I will inform Vance and he will set up a meeting for you. A couple minutes goes by. Vance comes rushing in. It's like, oh, welcome back. Raidra will see you now. Let's go.
Yeah.
And you're brought to
Vigo refuses to be rushed. I don't care how fast Vance is running. Vigo's walking at Vigo's pace. I don't count out of Vance's pace. It's a power move.
Clearly.
Hold on one second here.
Vigo's been reading about things being done properly by, proper sized people versus bigs. So Vigo's taken up on the lessons he's been learning from this really fascinating set of scroll work he's been reading.
All right, Vigo. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
I'm not gonna say it. Hang on. Sit right next to the proficiency bone or underneath it.
You would just
Yeah.
click where it says saving throws, just hit wisdom. He says, Vigo, come. We must hurry. And at that suggestion, you're like, okay, I need to pick up the pace.
He's losing his staff and he's losing his grimoire.
Almost immediately, it dissipates, and he says, I'm just messing with you, my friend. Take your time.
He's still losing his staff and his grimoire. And every other sock he owns. He'll never have a match for his socks. You're bringing this down on him, not me. This is all you.
As you enter the throne room, Raedra and Miraman are both there. Actually, no, Miraman's not there. I lied. Raedra is there, and she is dressed almost as if she's preparing to depart, maybe for an extended period.
Silas, this is you're in Mood's bag. So I'll let you do the talking.
So we have an issue with one of the minor cities. I know we're not supposed to go around and like completely clear out every single city. We're only supposed to like at least make notes, make sure everything's good above board. But I think a archdevil that's about 5 foot tall with goat legs is an exception to this rule.
Isn't he large?
5.5. I'm just reading off a wiki I found, but
Is he not large? I thought he was large.
No, Titivilus is medium.
Is Tatilis
Yeah.
only medium? Oh,
Yeah.
that makes him so much stronger. Okay.
makes him even scarier. Okay, so like, doesn't have the stat block. It just has like the Forgotten Realms wiki has
Yeah.
like some basic information.
Yeah, like, because it would have been, but the basic information would have been relayed to you from Savanto, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like, he has 2 attacks, one of them, no, then we'll have issues.
I'm not. I'm just reading what I found on the wiki that I don't know. But yeah, we have a and from what I could tell, he's a his domain is deals in trickery. So, Mood, you're up. Anything else I'm forgetting?
No, you covered most of it. It's
Are you gonna mention the Marilith?
the Marilith that was there. Well, I mean, I still think we could deal with the Marilith. But Tativilus is he's not alone, so that's good to mention. But yeah, I'm a little more curious about where you're going.
She says, I am headed to the front lines.
Isn't most of this to make sure you're not on the front lines?
Oh, don't worry, I will not look this way to be there. I'm going to Zenith to start and backing up Miraman.
Okay, I mean, at least Miramon will be there.
Yes, I will be with my father.
Okay, how do you want us to proceed with a Archdevil?
If you do not feel up to it, I would recommend leaving and heading to your next goal, which is the Dragon Rider, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, but don't you think if the Dragon Rider has an Archdevil in his domain, they're probably working together?
This is possible, yes. However, who's to say that he's not working for the whole of the continent? If we can distract him maybe in Osiding, we can get him out of there for you.
That's true. Okay.
So it's more of a question of, were you aware that these two, I wouldn't even say pawns anymore, these are more like knights, are on the table, on the chessboard of pieces being moved around, or is you just now finding this out?
This is new information to me.
Okay, so basically at this point, you're aware of their existence, and I'm going to recommend we move on to a different target, because I don't think we're equipped or set up to do this, but we have discovered this key piece of information for you.
You don't think we could take Typhilus?
What part of the phrase arch devil did you not understand?
I mean, so we're in a very unique position. I'm going to look at Silas. I'm like, we're in a very unique position where we have a very powerful devil that's not supposed to be here. Do you think there are people or beings out in the universe that may not want Typhilus to be here? I'm looking at Silas.
I mean, you are correct. However,
Do you think you could, like, ask for aid from one of these beings that might even the playing field?
oh, I could. I think I know what you're going at. That would be fun. What is
Because
it?
it's one of, like, the only situations where that spell isn't back-breakingly expensive. Because they'll probably do it for free. Because they get to make sure that he isn't there.
Can I ask what you're referring to? Because I'm
A planner ally.
Oh, okay.
So this is it's the perfect opportunity to be like, can we get an angel to make sure that this archdevil isn't here? And they'll probably do that for free because that's what they live for. At least that's usually my thinking.
I was thinking celestial, but yeah, planar is good as well.
Well, planner could bring like a big boy.
I have access to that. I think that would be the only spell I could use though, if I'm thinking correctly.
Well, it's a 6th level spell, but it lasts indefinitely, or the creature coming lasts indefinitely, because it's based on
The payment.
It's based on a bunch of things, but because of the circumstances, this is one of the circumstances where they waive payment. Hopefully, if not, it's very expensive and almost like can't cast the spell, so expensive. But that's completely up to you, Silas, about how you can phrase the situation and who you get to talk to.
You keep saying the spell is expensive to cast. What are you talking about?
So, as a
100
player,
gold,
yeah.
100 gold per minute.
So as a player, like meta-wise, the goal has a description that, it's that description right there, which is horrendously expensive to get it to do anything. But we're using that last sentence, which is, if the task is aligned to the creature's ethos, the payment might be halved or waived. And Archdevil on the material plane? There's probably a lot of Celestials that, like, we might even be able to just tell them that he's here, and they'll be like, and send someone without even needing him to cast the spell. The spell just kind of helps them get here. It kind of thing.
And what about the Snake Lady? Doesn't she count as a demon also?
Yeah, but it's minor compared to the Archdevil. Like, demons and devils pop up
So would it be
occasionally.
would it be a twofer?
Yeah, like, it wouldn't hurt the persuasion. It wouldn't hurt to be like, oh, look, this Archdevil has at least brought one demon to the material plane. That's a problem for you, right? We're willing to help you deal with that problem.
We can even tell them.
So this situation is
Bless you.
unique to having that spell be useful.
We could even tell them, as far as that is concerned, that we will take care of the other lesser demons in the area if they help us out with this one demon here.
Well, yeah, sure. We'll help them fight.
Yeah.
And having a 2-prong attack might be things, but like Devil's Archdevil, I don't. It depends on who shows up, right? Depends on who shows up.
I would have to know. Oh,
and again,
I would know,
casting the
god?
spell, you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah, a god, a primordial. Who? I know who we should connect with.
I mean, does an auntie have anybody?
No, we've been helping him out. We should contact Dave.
That's another option.
I'm sure Dave would do it for us because we've been propping up churches for him as well.
We haven't been propping up churches to Dave.
He's a full god, right?
We've been propping up churches to Paylor.
That too.
Dave is Paylor.
Yeah.
It says the being must be known to you, a god, a primordial, a demon prince, or some other being of cosmic power.
Right. So you got to know their name.
Yep, and that entity will send a celestial for us. So we should ask Dave for help on this.
Yeah, Dave or Pella, either or your auntie.
Same person.
Yeah, it's somebody. And we can try multiple. We can try this multiple times if need be, given days. But yeah, I mean, this is an option. Because I still think that if we engage Dragon Rider, that guy might show up, and that would just like, I think we'd die if we had to fight a Dragon Rider plus Titiphilis.
I'm gonna try contacting Madame first and seeing, like, look, they're sending people to die before their time. It is disrupting the natural balance of death, and this is a being who should not be here interfering with your domain. And if that doesn't work, then I'll go to Dave and be like, hey, free demon right here. So should we go back to that town and try it there, or should we do it here?
Yeah, we can. Well, doesn't terribly matter. I guess he's an archdevil, right?
Yes.
Why is he working with a demon?
God?
I guess that's a question that is a little questionable.
Devils like to make bargains. They like to make deals.
Right, but demons like to
demons
destroy things.
That's right. But he made it, maybe he cut a deal with her, and she's got to pay back the deal.
I mean, maybe they're just both working for Bane.
Possibly, but I like to think that he somehow managed to sell her a contract, and now she's in contract to him for something. She may not be happy with it, but maybe she is. Who knows? You know, maybe he says, "Hey, every time I kill somebody, you get the soul." Good deal for her.
We can also. There's the option of talking to Titiphilis.
Okay, if you think you made a good deal with the devil, first thing you do, count all your fingers and toes. Make sure you still got them. Then count all your aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews. Make sure you still got all those too.
I mean, I won't lie to you. I have sold a couple of my children before. So
okay. Well,
unusual.
Silas, why don't you do your thing, and let's see what happens. But I don't know that we have to be in the same town. I mean, you tell me. Is it, does it matter to the Celestial where they appear?
No, let's
Would
just
you
do
say,
it here.
hey, in that town,
and I can always
in that
bring
town
them with us.
specifically, right now in the Church of Bane, there's an archdevil sitting there. You know.
Yeah.
I can do it in my sanctuary here. I've sure, like, with the good deeds I've done, we at least have a small space where I can worship.
Yeah. Yes, that was agreed to some time ago by the DM.
Yep. So we'll go to
I don't
that
agree
area.
to nothing.
You were sick at the time. You agreed to lots of stuff.
I probably did.
I go to my sanctum of solitude.
Okay, Superman.
Yeah, you know I am. And we're gonna cast. Actually, I have to sleep because I need to change out my spells.
That's fine.
So it'll be a day. I'll do it first thing in the morning.
Okay, so I guess there's another question. I think we have 3 paths in front of us. We can ignore this and hope that the Dragon Rider and Titiphilis are not close enoughly connected that Titiphilis will not be a problem. That's an option. We have the second option, which is we can try to get holy help and then go in basically guns blazing against Titiphilis because we're not surprising the Archdevil. And then there's option 3 that can lead to option 1 and 2, where we can talk to Titiphilis first, maybe gather what he's doing, or at least what he wants to tell us he's doing, and then that'll give us more information on plan A and B.
So we can then turn around and go back and attack him after we've already told him we're in town?
He kind of knows. I mean, I
knows-
told you he spotted
knows
the elf.
Sabato.
He spotted Sabato.
Okay.
We can have
He's spotted
Sabato go
one
talk to
guy.
him. We can have Sabato go talk to him. Because he already knows he's there.
I like Silas's idea better. Mel, what do you think? Milady?
I like both ideas. I was originally saying to talk to him because it sounds like deals can be made with him, maybe.
We can do both. Is the option? Yeah. Like doing Plan C does not cut off A or B.
And I also had thought we should talk with Silas's God or whatever. What is she? Is she?
Yeah, God.
Deity?
Is it a god? Goddess? Yes, I've also thought that too. So.
Okay.
So I'm not much help. I like both plans, and I have thought of them both.
Wonderful. Okay, so weigh them out for me. I need a 51-49% weight here. Which one do you like better?
One feels more safer than the others.
Which one is that?
I kind of like them both evenly, but I feel like Silas's plan's a little bit safer because we're not going straight to the Archdevil.
Okay.
I don't know why a part of me kind of feels like he can be worked with.
Because
Okay.
he says because the DM has said he likes making deals. So that generally involves talking first before slaughtering.
Okay, so all right.
I don't think that we need to go in guns blazing towards him yet.
Okay.
Is my thought for that.
All right. Thank you for that input. I appreciate it. Silas, any commentary on that?
My only concern about talking with them is that opens us up for huge liabilities, especially if they corrupt Sabanto.
They
If you can give me 100% guarantee that they won't corrupt Sabanto, we can at least have him talk and see if they can suss out.
I'm 90% sure he can't corrupt Sabanto.
Yeah,
Because-
that's my understanding of how
Mood is confident
how
that
your
Mood
creatures work.
Mood is confident that Sabanto can't be corrupted. Me as a player, I'm 90% sure He can't be corrupted.
We're going with Moots 100% then.
Okay, so
It needs to be something that doesn't exist raw. If that makes as a player standpoint, it's got to be something that doesn't exist raw for him to be
I don't.
pseudo corrupted. Probably. I could. Yeah.
The only thing I would like, if we could get information about if there's any other demons working for Bane, and
Also,
we could give some. I don't know what we could give back. That's the problem.
Also, I can de-summon Sabato at any point I feel like. So even if he does turn evil, it just kind of just
I would
whoosh and
say
then he's
that's why
gone.
he's the safer choice to go in there because you have so much control over your being.
The minion. It's like the Durgan. You could just be like, goodbye! And he just goes poof.
I'm okay. I think we should. I think we should. This from a player point of view. I just want to see what happens if Sabato talks to it. Just for the fun of it. My PC is hesitant because I don't want to give any power to this thing. So make of that as you will.
All right, I have a couple questions. Valid point, Silas. Valid point. All right, so here's my input or thoughts. Mood, tell me this or not. I don't understand. If Sabato talks to somebody, how fast does that information get back to you? Do you have to be in conversation with Sabato, or is there some kind of weird communication between you automatically?
I have a weird communication between me and Sabato.
So he can relay to you whatever this creature said. Okay, so you can kind of inject into that conversation.
Yes.
Okay. Second question, and this got raised a little bit. All right. So hypothetically, we'll play this what if game out. Sabato goes in and talks to the devil.
Yes.
And we have to find out why is the devil here doing this thing. And if it says, oh, I made a deal with the Dragon Rider, but if you can get me out of that contract, I can leave. So the question becomes, are we willing to work to get the devil out of that contract? Depending on what the contract is? Or does the contract expire if the Dragon Rider dies? So if we kill the Dragon Rider, that absolves the contract, and then the devil leaves automatically.
Sure.
Does that sound logical?
Yeah, if that's what he's there for, if it's with the Dragon Rider and not Bane himself.
Okay, that's fine. Now, all right.
But yeah. No, if that's the case, that makes sense.
Okay, so here's another question for this one. Silas, you got to weigh in on this. What if we say to the devil, we're willing to make this deal, we're going to go attack the Dragon Rider. If and when we kill the Dragon Rider, the devil wants to capture his soul, or her soul, and that's the payment we give the devil for the devil to leave, and that's the deal we cut. So Silas, are you okay with us offering up the Dragon Rider's soul?
Isn't that where
this devil?
Isn't that where he's going anyway?
Yeah,
not necessarily. Not necessarily. We don't know why the devil's here.
Well, even if we kill the Dragon Rider, isn't that where the Dragon Rider ends up?
No, not necessarily. We don't know that.
Well, so
we not
I
know
don't
that?
care.
We
I
don't
care
know.
where the soul goes. That's not my domain. My domain is the transition
Okay,
of
so
death.
right, so with this bad person, but now theoretically, I don't know enough about devils to tell you where this devil comes from, as opposed to where Bane has things. But if the Dragon Rider's soul goes to whatever area Bane controls, then this devil would not necessarily control that soul. But we go, no, we'll give this one to you. You just show up at the right instant of death and grab the soul. It's yours. Or he comes in and gets the killing blow and therefore captures the soul, then he can take him back to wherever Bane's place is with him, and now he's got a bonus soul. Aren't souls like currency to these things?
You're talking a cosmology.
That's a thing.
Yeah, cosmology thing. That's more Boo's department of knowing where those things go. I'm concerned about I am a gateway.
Okay, that's fine. So,
I can make
are you
guesses.
okay if we gateway the Dragon Rider soul to the devil on the condition that upon receipt, the devil leaves and doesn't come back.
If you are okay with making that type of deal, I will not put my stake on it, but I would be okay with that deal. I would not sign my blood to it, but that's just from me being not wanting to take part of a deal with the devil.
Well, I understand that part, and we can have Sabanto's blood on the deal, but that would be is that something we're willing to offer up?
I mean, yeah, it's not. The souls aren't going to be in the domain. It's just again where it's just a transitional period. It's
Okay.
weighing the souls, and most of these souls are probably going to be ending up wherever anyway, either in this where the demons are, or the is this in the Nine Hells the same thing if I remember correctly? I think Bane's the chaos plane of something or another.
Bane is lawful, so he'd be in. I guess his plane would be hell. It's very weird with evil gods, and then like Asmodeus is also controls over hell. It's very weird with evil gods. I don't think they really have a place. Yeah, like they pseudo share. It's weird, but he'd be hell because that's the lawful evil plane, and he's the lawful evil god. So yeah, which I thought he'd go there anyway, but I guess he'd be like thinking. But yeah. I mean, sounds like we're talking to him.
Go for it.
Sure, why not?
Okay. All right. So let's go talk to him. It's only been 10 minutes.
Okay.
Do you guys want to rest here and have me pick you up, or you want me to bring you back to the?
No. Let's go ahead and have Silas speak from the shrine he's got here, and see what kind of answer we get. Or are we not even
Silas
talking to
has to take a
Celestials yet?
long rest.
I have to sleep first.
Yeah,
So let's do the talking first.
I'll boof back then and
Well,
go talk to Tiff.
Can't Sabanto just boof himself back?
No.
Okay, so you got to go back with him, with Sabanto, and then send Sabanto to the church after the service is over.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a while, and the rest of us, I think, can stay here. Now, are you able to come back so we can be part of the conversation? Or are you talking to us through Minnie, who's talking to Silas?
I'd have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
As long as we have some kind of communication for him.
Look at you figuring out Moo's powers, Vigo.
You got it. Keep your enemies close and your friends closer.
We will get there one day.
Yeah, I'd have to do that. So I guess I will bamf back to the hotel room.
With Sabanto.
Well, they come with me.
Just figuring it out.
Yep, they come with me.
All right, so you're sending Sabanto by himself to speak with the Tiflis?
And then I will send Sabanto by himself to speak with Tiflis.
Okay. Sabanto heads to the church. The church is empty. Nobody's in there. Remembering the room that they saw Tiflis walk into. They go over it and the door swings open. And the priest, or as Sabanto sees Tiflis, is sitting behind a desk, hands folded, and says, "Oh, I was wondering when you would come back. Please come in, sit. Let's talk."
He's gonna go sit down.
Says, "You are an interesting elf. Notice that my particular wiles do not seem to affect you. May I ask who you work for?"
He will turn into mood. And then he'll mimic me talking. Mood talking.
As soon as you turn in mood, he goes, "Oh, you look like one of Madame's family members."
Yes, exactly right.
How is she doing?
I think she's okay.
That's good to hear. Anyways, down to business. What brings you to my church?
Ooh, I'm in conflict with a whole bunch of people, but that's not anything different.
That is
But
not surprising coming from that family.
but specifically right now, mostly the Dragon Rider. You should know who that is.
Timblis knows who that is. The DM
that's what-
can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Emerald is Sitavan.
Sutavan, and then I guess congruently Bane, because the force backing me is also good. So it's very hard for them to ignore atrocities.
Bane does like to rule with his iron fist. And he chuckles to himself at the inside joke.
I knew someone here was potently powerful, but it was a bit of a shock to see how potently powerful.
Oh, I have my reasons for being around. Like to cause a little mischief now and then, make some deals. Are you looking to make a deal?
Probably. Yeah. I guess, are you inclined to... Do you care if the Bane and the Dragon Rider get wiped out?
I would prefer if Bane does not. The Dragon Rider, I could care less about.
Okay.
They are a convenience, and that is all. I've already made my deal with him, and I will gain his soul when he leaves this plane.
The Dragon Rider or Bane?
The Dragon Rider.
Okay. Alright. Why are you bowing down to this evil god?
Evil
That
is
doesn't seem very like you.
relative?
Well, yes, of course it is. I'm saying, why are you bowing down to this person?
I wouldn't say that I'm bowing down to him. It's more of a alliance of convenience.
Okay.
He helped me get to this plane. I can have some fun, gain some souls.
Okay. Is there anything that... How can I not step on your toes?
Well, within the next week, I was planning on leaving here.
Okay.
To go to a much larger city to gain even more, scraps of, if you want to call it that. I was actually planning on heading to, hold on 1 second. Let me bring it up. The city of Krark. And
I have no idea where that is.
nope, you're not supposed to yet. Nah, it's supposed to be red, you son of a bitch. Let me throw you guys on the world map real quick. Boom. Text, yellow. It is the second largest city of this area. Behind only Gogas.
Okay.
To my knowledge, if you're looking to dispose of a certain Dragon Rider, Gogas is where you would want to go to. Now
had a hunch.
I am supposed to help defend him should he require my aid. But if I'm not able to get there in time, well, that's just sucks to be him in that case.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
But I would need something in return.
Mhm.
What do you offer?
How about... Do I have any... So Moon would still be talking. I'm conflicted on what he would want to do to give him. I don't know what he would want to give him. What do you? So would he pass that back to everyone? At least this part of the conversation, he would have relayed at least. So anyone have any ideas about what that an archdevil would want?
I mean, souls?
Want souls, but what do we give him?
What if he arrives in time to deliver the killing blow to the Dragon Rider?
He already has the Dragon Rider.
No, he said he's supposed to defend him. What if he shows up to kill him?
Well, no, he already has the Dragon Rider soul. That was in the contract that he made already. He has his soul already, so that's a no-go.
I mean, from my point of view, if he doesn't do anything to go against people's... he doesn't force people outside of... If he doesn't cause the means for people to need to sign, if he's just there as a means to an end, then I would say we wouldn't cause any trouble when he goes to Croc. If not, we will have to raise both. We would probably go and raise the Church of Croc first before he can leave Klanta.
I don't want to outright threaten him right now. I don't want it to be that kind of deal.
We're gonna threaten him.
I don't want it to be that kind of deal of do this and we don't destroy you. It's not the angle I'm aiming at.
I mean, Bane has a finite time at this point on this continent. And as long as he doesn't interfere with this continent, once we've taken over, then he can have the rest of the continents for all I care until we make a move on them as well. So it's just more that we're not going to try to interfere with him directly.
So we stop messing with the Church of Bane.
No, we would let him go ahead of us. He would keep us apprised of his movements, and in return, we would make sure to be there after he's gone through a town.
Would your goddess be okay with that?
Would your goddess be okay with that?
Can I make a religion check for that? Like, with advantage?
I would say a regular religion check, yes.
Okay. This is where I need that nat 20.
It's fine.
It's fine to let the archdemon wander around free.
It's fine.
Lawful neutral!
I guess you are lawful neutral, so you don't really care.
That's actually been one of the hardest characters to play with that mentality. Yeah, I don't see anything in my scriptures that says that I can't allow a demon to wander.
Not just letting it wander though, you're letting it wander and kind of victimize people.
But it doesn't interfere with the natural balance of death.
Okay.
Bane torturing and sacrificing people, that goes against natural order. That speeds up people's time on Earth and does not allow them to be them for themselves.
Right.
Maybe we could get into the mortality of them making a deal, but go for it.
If we're not getting in the way and he wants us to not do things to the Church of Bane, then that's letting Bane still hurt people.
Well, here's what I think would happen if we make this deal. He would leave Klanta, and then we would destroy the Klanta Church of Bane. We'd then go to Gogos and destroy the Gogos Church of Bane. While during this time, he would be in Karak. While he's in Karak, he would make his deals and then move on to the next city. We would then send our forces out to take over Karak and install a new religion there.
Okay.
And then so on and so forth. We would just be following in his path of deals he's made. We'd still take out Bane. He still gets to make his deals. I feel out of character. I feel scummy about this. But going back in character. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this.
Does anybody else see anything wrong with this? Vigo?
I'm going to defer to the religious types on this one because this is you guys. This is your world. I do material things. So
Do you think it's okay to let the starving person sell their soul for food? Because that's kind of the deals he makes.
kind of the deal I made a long time ago, and I take the risks I'm willing to take, and I get paid for what I do. I get value for what I provide the service of. So if the starving person says that that next meal is worth my soul, then it better be a pretty damn good meal in my opinion, because that's a pretty high price to pay. So in my perspective, someone wants my services and I provide the service, they're going to pay me according to my risk factor and what I did for them based on how challenging it was for my skill set. So
it doesn't seem like he's giving them that option. It seems like he's just giving them something and they don't know that he's taking it from them.
This is also very true.
This is all that religion stuff. I'm not a religion kind of guy. Like I said, I deal with material things. You like that shiny buckle? I'll get it for you. You want the big shiny sword? I can get that for you too. You want a specific piece of armor off a specific knight? It's going to cost you more because that's a little tougher to get. But I'll get it for you.
How are you feeling, Mel?
I don't know. I'm like torn between like me and like me personally or me as a character. I'm trying to think of what my character would be. I think my character wouldn't want people to be hurt, I guess. I don't know. They don't know what's happening. I'm not sure.
So I think the deal we're trying to is we're going to let our organization is going to let him exhaust the area of his marks before we come and cleanse it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the deal we're aiming to make. Now the question is, are we okay with him exhausting his marks before we come in and cleanse it? And that's the moral conundrum.
Again, I go back to this is more of that religion stuff. So I'm Vigo
I'm not a
weighs out on
religion
this one.
person, am I? I don't think I am, anyways. My character. Hmm.
I mean, I'll tell you this much: I've fleeced, sheep all the time. Yeah, buyer beware. If you don't know what you're getting, you shouldn't be paying what you're getting.
That's
So-
true. But
There's a sucker born every minute, and if there wasn't, I wouldn't be in the job half the time. So
true. But do we?
it's a different set of stakes depending on what the guy's paying. But as long as someone's happy with the price they're paying, that's fine. But I mean, if you think it's okay that what you're telling me is though that people don't know he's taking something from them. They think they're getting it for free, but nothing's free. But they don't know what price they're paying in the process. So
you're all right if they don't know what they're getting?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Like I said, if I know what I'm paying for a service, I want a meal, and I go into a tavern and I order a meal. The guy brings me food. I pay for the food I brought, but I know what I'm going to pay for the food. But if you're telling me this devil makes a deal with somebody and they don't realize they just signed a deal and he takes something from them without them knowing it, I mean, that's the question. Is that okay?
That's
But
what's probably going to be happening more often than not, to be honest.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so you're the religious guy. You tell me, is it okay for someone to take something that nobody knows, when they think they came away with something free?
I mean, ethically, it's that gray area, right? As long as both parties can agree and have the mens rea to make the deal, then yes.
I'm gonna throw in the big monkey wrench here. He 100% does not care about how old his target is.
Okay, so all right, let me put this in smaller terms. I walk out into the marketplace, and my partner is a pretty lady, and she walks around and says, "Oh, pardon me, sir. Would you like a free flower today?" And she hands a guy a very pretty flower. While he's accepting the flower, I pick the dude's pocket, and I walk away. So he thinks he got a free flower, but it actually cost him whatever his coin purse is worth. Is that okay?
Yeah, answer the question. But I have a different hypothetical that can.
But I mean that's my example of what's going on. So, are you okay with that?
But that's not exactly what's going on.
So I'll
it is exactly what's going on.
Can I try my hypothetical?
Pretty flower, and by the way, it's going to cost you something you didn't know you just gave up.
Can I try my hypothetical?
Go right ahead, man.
Okay. I come up to you and I'm like, "Hello there. I'd like to
sleep with you.
I'd like to give you this jeweled encrusted cup. All you have to do is give yourself over to me."
No, but you said he doesn't tell him that.
He probably... This is closer to the deals he's making.
But okay,
give yourself over to me.
But what Sabato described what he saw in the church... Hold on. What Sabato described in the church was he gave the lady the coin purse.
Right. In exchange for essentially saying, give yourself over to me, which is what I'm getting to. The next day, the person has the cup and is now a slave. That is closer to the deals that he is making. He technically said the correct things And it is true that this person has then given himself over to the other person. But there's no way in the other person's right mind that he knew about it.
All right, make the decision. So
Yes.
this is a religion debate, and I've given my examples. Go ahead, and make the call. You decide what you want to do.
I think I would like, with that in mind, that would be bad for what's going on. I think we should sleep on this. I think this is a greater thing than what we're doing.
Yeah, we
And
can always come back.
we should at least just think about it for one more, until we can get it hammered down and figure out, make sure it's everything everybody wants. But I'm leaning towards no now, but I wanted to have a second to think about it.
Okay. So set up a second meeting and tell him you'll come back and having considered the options.
Okay. Well, that's just something we were going to suggest to him. We don't have to let him do that, but we do need to give him something that he wants if we still want him out of the way. This was just an option we could present to him.
Okay.
It's not even. We don't even know if he would say yes to that or not.
All right, that's fine. So if we don't have a second option and we don't like to offer the first one, then
Right.
tell him we need to go. He's given us things to think about. We appreciate his time. We'd like to come back and discuss this with him, maybe tomorrow. But give us more time to think and discuss with some people.
That's easy enough to do. I guess I just had a question. What was my question?
And for those not following the text on the side, Mel did have to step away, so I think she's finished for the night, and we might be able to call this a stopping point.
That's
Let's
my
think about
idea
that.
as well.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see what
let's-
Eric's saying about what I was going to say.
Yeah. Unless we could figure out another thing that what does he want? Excluding
Souls?
my soul. Excluding my soul. What else does he want? Does he want anything specific that I am in a unique position to give him?
He just wants to know what you're willing to offer him.
I can get you almost anywhere.
So can he.
No, he can't. There's a lot of places he can't go. I can get him almost anywhere. I can't guarantee he's gonna not get swarmed by things if he doesn't prep accordingly, but I could get him into heaven. I don't know if he ever wants to go there. I feel like he just gets smitten right when he shows up. I don't know how that works, but I can get him anywhere he wants to go, and I'm a very unique character in being able to do that. So I can offer him something around.
He will tell you to think on it and figure out what you're willing to offer him.
Okay.
And he will let you know if it is agreeable or not.
Can we send him to the plane where the slot exists?
If he wants to go there.
Sure, he'd love that.
It's a little against his. I mean, it's just a chaotic neutral plane.
Send him to the plane of water with all the gremlins.
Yeah, he could go there too. No, they got timed out of existence.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can think about the deal we want to make over the.
We can
Right.
discuss that in the planning
Yeah, we can do that
section.
in the planning section.
Yes, and that's a good place to stop since we lost Mel, and you guys
Mhm.
can figure out what you want to do, what you want to offer to Tivlis.
Yeah,
So,
if we want to offer him anything,
if you want to
not
offer
just
him anything, that yes.
going holy sword blazing. Because why don't we do that? That's a big Silas thing that will just be Silas, and we have 20 minutes. Because we're going to get to that point anyway, right? We can see if that is even an option, right?
Let's just hold off because I'm also just dragging at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
like this.
it's been a
'cause
minute
it's
since
not-
we met, so it's all good. And Silas is sound like he's coming out of the cold.
That
it's
con
the con
crud.
crud.
Con crud. I had con crud without going to the
I'm
con.
barely over it right now, and I got to work out tomorrow. So,
Yeah, so we'll stop there for tonight. Once again, like I said last time, I think this one is free, so I'm gonna eventually update the payment thing. So,
well, thank you for pushing through tonight. Sorry you were feeling ill earlier. Hope you're feeling better.
I am now that it's out of my system, I'm feeling better. So, but I'm gonna go to bed because I got to work at 6 in the morning, so it works out.
Thanks for playing, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, let's find someone that we can raid.
Yeah, and are you up for tomorrow or what?
Yeah. Do we have 4 yet? I haven't looked.
I didn't look either. Give me a second.
Hey, rush through that. Let's mute Twitch. That's annoying.